Hello guys, Suzie Yule Diadem, living positively regardless. Doesn't matter the point at which you are in life, but we rock positivity all the way. Grateful to God for this wonderful opportunity that He has given us to have another moment for sharing. I want to appreciate God because He has been so faithful to us, to me personally, and also to you guys because I can see you comment, and you being there, being alive and being able to watch this. I only say it's by grace of God, the hand of God. So thank you. I bless God for that. I also want to thank you so much for making us hit 6,000 subscribers. We are growing family. I'm so happy. And I know we shall grow more and more. Kindly keep subscribing. If you've not subscribed, it's good to confirm. I realized there were my friends who had not subscribed and they didn't know. They thought wamesubscribe. Sometimes you hit the subscribe button, kuna kaswari inakuuliza, if you don't answer inakwambia sijui log into your email, so haujasubscribe if you close it at that point. So confirm, my friends, confirm whether you have subscribed. You might find yourself watching and thinking you have subscribed na bado. So please subscribe to my channel. Also, I want to thank you so much for the lovely comments that you have been giving my channel. It helped me to understand the people that I am interacting with, and also it helps me to know the kind of content that is lighting you up, because these things is me and you. It cannot be just me, it's me and you. This is also another moment for inspiration. Remember, we said this is a place where we inspire each other to live positively, regardless of the situations in our lives. So sometimes we share real life experiences. If you're there and you would want to share your video through our channel, Suzie Yule Diadem, kindly contact us. I'll give our contact that you can call us with. You can go to my Facebook page, Suzie Yule Diadem, and just send me an inbox. Tell me you'd want to talk to us, and then you leave your contact. I'll be able to contact you back. So if you want to share, give your life experiences that is meant to inspire people, and especially issues to do with marriage and issues to do with mental health, because that is the genesis of our channel. The reason as to why Suzie Yule Diadem YouTube channel is existing, it was all about mental health. After observing and feeling it's not good, or it's not fair what is happening, especially in marriages, where people are killing each other, where people are doing all sorts of evil in the name of love. Remember, that's where we started. We also share about infertility, the challenges that both men and women experience when they are trying to conceive. And so if you have any story, especially on those like marriage, infertility, and all that, that you think you can inspire, that doesn't mean we don't share about other issues. Like on this channel, we have talked about career growth, how to make the right choices for the young people who are joining campus, who are joining colleges. So we also have all that. So this is a place where we get to interact holistically. We deal with life as it is, as it comes. I have brought men of God on this channel to talk of various issues. We have talked about LGBTQ. We have talked about marriages, career. I mean, we are holistic here. Yeah, so, and I will be so glad to share your story and to inspire people. Real life experiences we give just for inspiring other people to know that whatever they are going through, there are others who have gone through it before and they have conquered. So let me give you my contact: 0112-522-118. That is the contact that you were able to call and reach us through. You will get me, either me or Mr. Muchiri. If you have not met Mr. Muchiri, kindly watch our previous video. You'll be able to see Mr. Muchiri there. So you'll either get me or him through that contact. Thank you. That contact still can receive M-Pesa, guys, on a lighter note. So today's topic, what is it about today? Today, I want to just mention something. I want to ask myself what it takes to marry a divorced person. Is it good? Is it okay to marry a divorced person? And I just want to shed some light and some insights on marrying a divorced person or someone who has been separated, someone who has been in marriage before. Either they did 2 months. Now we know there are people who do 2 months of marriages. Oh my God, I had that story and I was like, wow. There are people who just do 2 months. There are people who do just 2 years. There are those who do 10 years. There are those who separate after 20 years, regardless of the timing. So sometimes marriages happen. Sometimes it can be like we had already been married legally. Other times, you decided to take someone's daughter or someone's son and you lived together for 10 years. I also had another speaker saying, you have never been married. Stop telling people you're married. You're just living with somebody for 20 years. That was her views, not Suzie Yule Diadem. But there are also those people who are legally married and they just stayed for 2 months. Na ikakuwa ni hivyo. There are those who have stayed many years. So, marrying a divorced person, that is the topic. Isn't it interesting? I'm also learning on this one. Now, first of all, I have, of course, shared my story. And there are those comments I saw from some people on Facebook, on Facebook and other platforms where I've shared my story. YouTube, that is, in other platforms where I've shared my story. And someone said that I'm committing adultery because biblically they were arguing it the Bible way, that as long as I was married, I should be with that person until death do us part. For me, I will not address that. I'm not a pastor, but I have my own conviction as to how I know if you work your ways well, you who wrote that, and those who are thinking the same way, if you work your ways well and make it to heaven, because it's not only divorce, marrying, it's not only remarriage that can cause you go to hell. So there are other things to work on. So probably you are in your marriage, the first marriage, it is working, and I pray God to work forever. And so if you work your other areas in life well and go to heaven, when we get there, because I'm also working my ways and I'm striving, may the Lord help me that I'll make it to heaven. So when me and you, we reach up there, I think tutaongelele your story huko. But for the rest, I am not here to justify whether it is wrong or right to remarry. That one, I leave it for our pastors. Let them do that. I just thought to mention that because I have seen it in 2 or 3 comments now, and I'm like, okay, so what do they want really me to tell them? I'm already married, Now, that aside, me, I want to talk to someone who is considering marrying a person who has ever been married before and it didn't work. Me, the first thing I want to say is, first of all, get to know why the first marriage ended. Do your due diligence. And especially let me talk to women, because most of the time there is a high percentage that women can, okay, not high really. There's a percentage of women who leave their marriages when there are no real issues for it. But the biggest percentage, if you see a woman packing, especially after 2, 3, 4, 10 years, most of the time you'll find there is a real issue that has made them to pack and leave. So on this, I want to be biased kidogo and say, especially to you women who want to get married to a man who has divorced or separated, do your due diligence. Get to know why they separated. Don't be the next one to be left. Even you men, don't be the next one to be left by that woman. Just get to know what was the cause of their breakup. You may, if maybe it's within, you're dating a person who it's the same with an area where they were married before, maybe you would get to hear from the friends of that partner who was left, who you want to marry now. You may get some information from them, from people around, But if it's somebody maybe you've met and you cannot really trace maybe the spouse's side and the friends who they related with, you can also be very keen to listening to this person as they tell you what happened. Have a discerning spirit and be sharp, be wise. As this person is telling you, ask that question. Get to know what happened in the first marriage. Stop saying, I don't care what happened. All I do is I love you so much, I care so much, and all that. Somebody else loved them and cared for them before you did. So get to know what happened. Let them explain to you. As they tell you, use your inner ear to listen. Hear more than what is being said. Of course, don't be looking for issues, but be listening to hear what has been said, so that you don't get in a relationship and then it ends up the way the first marriage has ended. One of the beautiful things about marrying a divorced person, the most beautiful thing is, you see, when someone has entered into marriage, it shows a level of commitment, be it a man, be it a woman. This person values marriages. Angependa kuolewa ama angependa kuoa. So when you meet this person and they were in marriage once, one of the positive thing is this person values marriage. This person values the family setup. It's something they desire in them. Because there are many people who have never even tried marriage. Wao wanataka tu, today we are dating this one, today we are dating. Just the other day, someone was telling me that someone is living with they were calling it marriage, but me na feel ni hiyo ya ku live with somebody, because you're living with someone and you're telling them, I want to go now see your parent and do things officially, and they are saying no. You know, now if that person is not really into marriage, they don't want to commit so seriously. That's why they wouldn't go that route. So for you who you're meeting this person and they were once married, hata nakwambia maybe alikuwa ametoa dowry, they had maybe given dowry, they had maybe even gone to a level of doing a wedding, that is telling something positive. This someone who is serious with you. When they tell you, I want to marry you, the biggest probability is they desire to have a marriage and they want a commitment. These are people who are not afraid of commitment, because there are so many people who are so afraid of commitment. So of course, now if you yourself, you needed a marriage and you are ready for commitment, then this is a good person for you to know that this is a person who is ready for commitment. But now then, one thing I would want to caution you, be ready. There are things you must be ready for. One, I don't know why I feel, maybe it's through the experiences that I have had enough, not personal, but from interaction. I don't know why I feel most of the time it affects women more than men. That's why I'm using this example. Women, don't be so fast swayed by someone who is telling you, my wife was not cooking for me, my wife was not taking care of the children, my wife. Let them tell you what they were doing in that marriage. And also, be ready and be very careful. Because what is, in most cases, you find men will still want to go back to their first relationship, especially if it was a marriage. You'll find they don't, I don't know what is wrong with them, most of them. I think they don't move on or something. So be ready that at some point, this man who is telling you, my wife was not doing this for me, was doing this to me, he may want to go back to their first wife. So that's when you just have to prepare your heart for anything that can happen. And that's why I'm saying you use your ear to listen so well what happened before you settle down. Otherwise, you'll end up being a second wife. Unless you're okay being a second wife, then that's okay. But no, I'm not saying, okay, unless you're comfortable being a second wife. But if you're thinking, me, I want this man for myself and myself alone, prepare your heart and have this space in you that person, at some point, they may come and tell you, Mama Nani was telling me she wanted, and then I thought for the sake of the children, and now but I'm not leaving you, I will still be with you. So, as you get into a relationship with a person who has been married before, and especially a man who has a wife and children, unless you want to be a second wife, don't think that if you want, do we call it monogamous family, where it's just you in that family, open your heart and embrace the fact that anything can happen along, so that you don't get a heart attack and you don't cry too much. Ndio usikwe na zile premium tears zikwe, they will be just somehow little. Don't be so comfortable with that relationship. Pray God, it may happen they will not bring that, but then open your antennas. That is one thing. The other thing you need to be ready for is dramas. There are people, sometimes you find they have separated, but that man or that woman will keep bringing drama to this person who is marrying you, or the person you're getting married to. Be mature enough. If you want to marry a person who has ever been married, be mature enough to handle dramas. Know that drama can come anytime. Because this person may be very serious with you. In fact, then they have moved on with their lives, but then the other person has moved to nowhere. The other person is still there. And that's why you realize sometimes you may hear someone is doing a wedding after like even 10 years of separation, but someone just appears to stop the wedding, and you are wondering, 10 years, that person has never even talked to you, that person has never shown interest and all that. Be ready for dramas. If you, the person who is so afraid of dramas, don't go near a person who has ever been married, because she might be a queen, he might be a king, but the other person, you don't know who that other person was. So be ready for dramas. I'm not saying they have to come, but I'm just saying those are some of the things that you have to sit down, think, and know, do I want this? And in those dramas, what I would say and what I would want to advise, if you're the one the person, if you're dating a person who has been married before, don't involve yourself with these dramas with the other person. Let them handle. They know each other. They know where they met in the first place. They know how their love was and where imefika. And they also know what put them apart. Don't involve yourself directly into their dramas. Don't start telling that wife, I know you are there, but I'm the one who is in now, so can you keep off my husband? My what? Don't start telling that man, keep off my wife, you are what? Unless it is making you uncomfortable. And when it is making you uncomfortable, when their dramas is making you uncomfortable, deal with the person you are dating. Don't deal with the other one. You don't know the devil the other one carries. Deal with this one, the devils that you have here with you. And know what are your limitations, what are your boundaries, what do you want? Are you able to handle that? If you're able to understand this person well, and you can tell that it is the other person who is bringing in the drama, then deal with your man or your woman here. Leave alone the other person. I'm not an expert in these things, but I think there are some wisdom nuggets that we can use to avoid heartbreaks. Sometimes heartbreaks, they come when we could not really have avoided. You cannot avoid them, but when we could have known they are coming. Because sometimes it is better to know when thieves are coming and you are ready for them. That's better, rather than when they just come and you are deep asleep. Because if you're deep asleep and so much in love with this guy, and then you hear he was seen and he's talking with the ex, utachukua rope ujinyonge, and then we come bury you, and the man now will, or the woman will be set free to go back to the person, and they will be happy thereafter. But you will be at the avocado trees. In our place where I come from, people are buried at the avocado trees. So if you don't want to go under the avocado trees, be ready for some of these things if you're dating a married person, because it is beautiful. Doesn't mean because we got divorced that we don't deserve to be happy. So it is beautiful to date a married or not a person who has ever been married, but just be cautious about those things. Another thing that you need to consider is the legal implications. This person is telling you he's separated or she's separated. How was their marriage dissolved? Were they married legally? Has it been dissolved? If you decide to help him, go through the process, or to help her, go through the process. Do it at your own risk. Let me tell you, dissolving a marriage, especially someone you have lived with for years, is not as easy, and that's why it is advisable. Don't leave your man or your woman today and start filing for divorce tomorrow. Take your time. Take your time to be sure that really this is what I want, because sometimes there are people who have started divorce cases. Then they have not ended in divorce. They have ended in happily thereafter. There are those who have actually even divorced legally and then they still come back together. But the process of divorce, one, it is hectic. Secondly, it is emotional. Thirdly, it is straining financially. And of course, physically, you're needed to be there. So if you want to get married to this person who has been divorced, you need to be very careful. Allow them to go their legal. And if you're supporting, let's say you've decided to finance their divorce process because it consumes money, do it like a good gesture. In that, if in between they decide to go back together, you'll not be feeling cheated that my money, oh, my money. I paid for somebody and then even she's not mine, even he's not mine. So if you decide to do these things, if you decide to support them like a good Samaritan with the hopes, just put hopes. Don't be so sure. With the hopes that for sure that divorce process will go to the end and finally you'll get this person and finally you'll be happy together. So it's good to know the legal implications of the first marriage, what is entangled into it. Then go to a place where he's giving you the car and then you come to realize that a logbook ilikuwa imeandikwa bibi yake and he has already given you the car. Then you find some policemen on the road and they are telling you we have been summoned to get this car from you, and then in the middle of the road, don't go and start living in a house that maybe you don't know. The land that is there, the title deed is in the name of the wife and all that. It's good to know, get these details, get to understand. And if the person that you want to marry or to get married to, they are not ready to give this information to you, that's maybe a green flag. Let me not call it red flag, because nowadays I think we have talked of red flags sana mpaka they no longer look as serious. Maybe if I say it green flag, it sounds serious, but if that person is not ready to tell you about all these things, are there properties they own together, if they have children, what is the plan, who will have the children, when will the children, get to know all these things, so that you don't find yourself in the wrong side with the law and also using money that you didn't know you are going to use. Because maybe there are things you'll have to fight in court, and because now you're getting married or you're already married to this person who was divorced, now you'll also be involved in your money to go and try to help win these cases in the courts. So it's also good to know the legal implication of that first marriage that ended. But more importantly, just like a man or a woman who is fresh from the field, from the circle, those who are in the market so fresh, they have never been married, they have never married. In fact, they are pure and all that. Just like them, you also want to understand what kind of a person this one is. Is he a person you can live with yourself? If he was not able to live with the first marriage, na mimi, will I be able to? And even if he was not married, are your dreams lining? Are your visions lining? Why do I want to spend the rest of my life with this person? Is this person who can support my dreams? Is this person who has value? Maybe this person who was divorced, does he have value for women? Maybe that's why the woman was not able to live with him. If it's a man, this woman you're marrying, did she have any commitment, serious commitment of what a marriage entails, that now you want to get to know this person, what kind of a person he is? And that applies even to those who have never been married. You want to know whether this is a person you're compatible. The person when I talk compatibility, I don't mean anything to do with sex. All the other theories that has been given are lies, that people say you must have it before marriage to know who is this, and you're asking what if after getting married, those ones, they are irrelevant, by the way. It doesn't make sense. But there are those things that are so important. Your faith. Will you agree with your faith? This is a person who will tell you after you're married, they don't ever to see you in church. They don't want to hear noise in your house. They call prayers noise. And you are the kind of the person who speaks in tongues from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. Then you get to a person who don't want to hear noise. So now you will start conflicting, because after honeymoon, now you want to go back to your life of prayers and all that, and he's not able to accommodate that. Get to know, is this person, are we sharing our values? You don't get someone with the idea that you're going to change them. Like, you don't get me in church thinking that after some time you will get me out of church, we'll be doing those things that you'd want to do with your woman out there. Like, some men will be telling you, oh, I want to go and have party with friends in club. And this woman you found in church, praise and worship, she's not able to do that kind of lifestyle. Or you are a praise and worshiper in your church, then you want to get a girl who love her life partying every Friday, she must go clubbing and all that. If your values are not lying, let her club. Go for that prison worshiper from your church. When I have a club, go for that girl from. Don't try the same case to women. Don't go for a man who he like going out weekends and having all that party life and all that. Now you want to convert him that every Friday you'll be going to Kesha with him. And he actually has never spent his life in a church at night. So he's wondering, at night you're telling me we go to church, what are we going to do? All I'm saying is, check your values. Are they aligning? So that when you get into it, you will be as comfortable, both of you. He's comfortable, she's comfortable, all of us are comfortable. Get to know even their personality. What kind of a person this one is. Know your own personality. What kind of people you are able to deal with. Of course, that one is out. It's not about those who have ever been married or not. Those are even for the young people. That's what I thought I want to share with you, my viewers, because I have come from, I have had my own past, and definitely it should not have denied me the happy life I am having here today. So what I'm saying is that a divorced person can live happily, but then also there are those other sides that you don't want to get yourself into problems that another woman or another man went through them. So that's why I thought it is important we share that with you guys, and I'm so happy. I hope you have learned something. I hope you have picked something from those points that I have said. If you have an addition to make, I don't want to say a different opinion, because that is the truth what I have said there. Of course, I know some what do we call them? These people who comes with theories, who will tell me that every idea should be open to critic. Okay, well and good. Let it be open to critic. But if you have an addition to what I have said, please put them on the comment section. Let me also learn from you guys. Let also another person who is following Suzie Yule Diadem channel, and maybe she needs this or he needs this point. Let them also learn from you. So please add them at comment section, and I will be happy. Thank you so much for following us. Keep following, share our content. God bless you. I love you, and keep it here. Bye.